Bogota is classified as one of the top 10 most polluted cities in Latin America. For the World Health Organization, the annual mean of particulate matter, PM10, is one of the pollutants measured to determine air quality. It should not exceed 20 micrograms per cubic meter. However, the average PM10 in the capital was 52 micrograms per cubic meter during 2014 and 44 micrograms per cubic meter during 2015, according to the data from the Environmental Secretary. All this means that the city doubles the maximum standards of PM10 and PM2.5 established by the highest governing body of health worldwide. Therefore, the citizens of Bogota are breathing unharmful air. In fact, urban air pollution increases the risk of acute respiratory diseases such as pneumonia and chronic diseases such as lung cancer and cardiovascular disease. The locations where the highest levels of pollution are recorded are Kennedy, Puente Aranda, Fontibón, and Bosa. These places are close to an orange alert levels. This happens because these areas are industrial and are located near main streets like Calle 13 or the Autopista Sur, where there is a great vehicular flow. On the other hand, most critical time is the one that is registered between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m., where the contamination level exceeds the allowed limit. However, it is necessary to clarify that Bogota air pollution comes from different sources. But the two biggest contributors of particulate matter to Bogota's atmosphere are clearly the vehicles and industries that use fossil fuels. The vehicles produce approximately 50% of the pollution in Bogota because of a phenomenon called resuspension, which occurs when the cars emit particles of toxic substances during their use. Given the above, many initiatives have been implemented to fight against this problem.
There are a lot of initiatives who are focused to reduce the contamination. In fact, the promoted of Pico y Placa, the better engines, the better buses, the promoted Transmilenio, the promote of non-combustions modes of transportation. Ecopetrol has lowered the amounts of sulfur, okay, in the diesel, and that's make a lot of progress in the contamination of the air.
Chimney buses are transports that emit excess of particular material due to problems in its combustion process, generating pollution gas. These are the vehicles that most contribute to the deterioration of the air in the city. What initiatives have been taken to address the problem? The mayor of Bogota has carried out different campaigns to encourage the reporting of these buses by the citizens. A citizen can report buses with excessive emission of gases through the website of the district system of complaints. In this way, the Secretary of Mobility can give them the corresponding gas assessment and the verification of the documents of the mechanical technical review. In 2016, the Environment Secretary imposed more than 5,000 fines on chimney buses. Likewise, there is a process of installing diesel particulate filters for buses of the Sistema Integrado de Transporte de Bogotá that makes harmful particles to remain in the vehicles. According to the Environment Secretary, currently the Sistema Integrado de Transporte Público emits 71 tons of particulate matter per year, and with the filters will have a reduction of 25 tons per year. This means that the air will be 35% cleaner. However, why do we still see these types of vehicles on the streets of Bogota? One simple reason: budget. We have not been able to stop this chimney because, as a society, we have not been willing to pay their retirement. There is no money to replenish them, and the responsibility for this is in the hands of the operators. But before the economic crisis, there is no money to do it. The same drivers have complained that they send them with vehicles that are strained, and the maintenance costs are so high that they prefer to save the money. According to a study of the Universidad Nacional in 2017, four-stroke motorcycles with a cylinder capacity greater than 150 cubic centimeters emit 167 grams of CO2 per kilometer traveled. Therefore, they are the largest pollutants, followed by taxis that emit 60% of this value, and cars that reach 56% of the emissions provided by the motorcycles. This, added to the increase of almost 50% in the number of motorcycles that circulate in the streets of Bogota between 2011 and 2014. However, no action has been taken yet. First, there is still no pico y placa to regulate the use of motorcycles. The standard gas pollution of these vehicles is not as severe as the standard of automobiles, and they do not have particulate filter, which causes more of these pollutants to be emitted per person. It's necessary to clarify that many European motorcycles already come with gassing system that allows them to be preferable from the environmental point of view. Therefore, the problem lies in the legislation and in technology failure of the automotive industry. According by the studies made by the Mobility Secretary of Bogota, around 3 million vehicles circulate daily in the city. But the problem is not the percentage or the level of CO2 emitted by these vehicles. The problem is the quantity. The most worrying thing is that about 80% of these vehicles carry a single passenger, which produces greater pollution and emissions of particulate matter. For this reason, different campaigns have been created to combat this problem, such as the Week of Carpooling in August of 2016, which sought citizens to make rational use of the private vehicle, while increasing the average occupancy in cars that transit in the capital. In the same way, it was one of the reasons why the Día Sin Carro was born. On this day, Bogota's pollution decreased about 21%. According to Environment Secretary Francisco Cruz, after the first Día Sin Carro in Bogotá of the 2017, it was recorded that the pollutant particles, compared to a normal day in similar conditions, had a reduction of 32% of the particular material PM10, 29% of PM2.5, and 39% of CO2. Although the Día Sin Carro is good for the environment, citizens are uncomfortable on this day given that they prefer to mobilize in their vehicles due to the lack of efficiency in the public transportation.
Yes, in the last few years, there are a lot of importance in this topic because there is a health issue. Over 5 years, there are a lot of children who died because of the poor quality of the air. This is a matter of human health, and it gets a lot of effort from the public, effort from the private, effort from Ecopetrol, effort from the fleet, effort from the governance to change and to bet from non-combustion mode of transportation, which is cycling and walking, and to improve the public transportation. The public transportation is a key to lower the contamination levels in the city.